And the cyber attack against, well, basically the planet, looks like it might be the North Koreans, and with some really good safety precautions to take. Shawn Tuma, cybersecurity expert this morning. SolidCounsel.com is Shawn's website. What do you think? North Koreans, does this look like it might be them? Evidently, it shares something in common with an attack that came from them on Sony in 2014.
Yes, from what we see right now, there's more indications pointing to North Korea than anyone else, and they're the only ones that we have this kind of data on, where we can look at the code and the techniques used in the North Korean hack of Sony and say, yeah, there's a lot of similarities here. The problem is it could be a deception. It could be a false flag type thing where they put that in to make it look like the North Koreans, and it's really not. So at this point, we still don't know.
So just as a way to lay some groundwork for what you're about to tell us, this was an attack that would encrypt your files and your backups, and then you had to pay. That's why it's called ransomware, to get all your information back. But you were telling me there's pretty much a way to keep yourself safe and kind of shrug your shoulders and move on if you just back your systems up?
Yeah, that's right. The best way to defeat ransomware is to have a complete backup of your system. So when this encryption happens, you can wipe your system and then restore your backups and be back up and running, literally. The problem is the hackers know this technique, so they've started trying to encrypt your backup before they encrypt your system. And the way to do that is to make sure, the way you protect against that is to make sure you have your backups separated from your network. So either physically separated, like with a hard drive that you would unplug, or have it an online backup to where you have to log in, get into the backup to allow it to happen, and then it logs itself out so that it's not inaccessible to the hackers.
Well, some of the world's largest companies, and, well, the UK's health system, FedEx, other countries, the governmental units and stuff were brought down over the weekend because of this. You would think that they would know that or already have that in place. Is this? I would think that this would be common for large companies and governmental units.
Well, we would think that, and we would hope it would be, but the problem is it's not. And, you know, what really led to this attack is companies and people using extremely old operating systems that are no longer supported by the manufacturer, or not installing security updates. That's another thing that's even easier to do than backing up your data. And so if people aren't doing that, getting them to back up their data is a problem. But, you know, the real big issue here is this is just one of thousands of ransomware attacks that are ongoing. This one's just gotten the most attention. This is happening all the time. So it's important for people to be cognizant of this and take precautions now to protect themselves.
SolidCounsel.com. Shawn Tuma, who's a cybersecurity expert and our guest this morning. Just simply back up your systems and put a firewall on it, or physically, better yet, Shawn, has just unplugged the hard drive you just backed up, and so it can't be compromised at all.
That's exactly right. That's a great way to start. And look, at the end of the day, all of the other ransomware that's out there, 95% of it comes in through phishing emails. People clicking on links in emails and downloading attachments leads to the vast majority of the problems we see.
Shawn,
people can learn to stop doing that, they'll be a whole lot safer.
Cybersecurity expert, our guest, Shawn Tuma. Good job. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.